Hello, my name is Alex Isles and welcome to the museum at Birdoswald Roman Fort. So we've come in outside, obviously it's quite windy, but inside here you actually get to see a wonderful pictorial representation of many parts of the Roman Empire. So right here, obviously, they tell a story of how the Romans came to be here in Britain, from taking you through the various different leaders, from Caesar to Augustus, Claudius and Domitian, and how they basically transformed the British Isles from being a non-Roman, in theory to the Romans at least, barbarian tribes, into becoming a part of the Roman Empire. So that tells the stories right here. We'll just go along here, though, and you'll get a sense of what's going, of the various bits of history. On this panel here, they give an idea of how the Romans built Hadrian's Wall. One of the things I love about it is that the Romans were actually very practical when it came to building the wall. On the front and the back of the wall, they had lovely dressed stone, which was cut into nice, neat blocks. But in the middle, they just filled it full of stone, and then when they filled it full of stone, they then poured wet clay over the top and then used that wet clay to actually solidify it together so that the wall would be both quicker to build, but also very solid for the years to come. Though for many years afterwards, the Romans also had to do repairs, and we see right through to near the end of Roman Britain that they were repairing the wall. There was a ditch in front of the wall and also behind the wall as well. And that ditch behind the wall was called the Vallum, which is a name we get from the Venerable Bede, an English historian during the Anglo-Saxon period. I'll just take you a bit further and show you a bit more. A Roman unit stationed at Birdoswald would be broken down into its various parts. Inside every single barrack block, you would have a group of soldiers living together. For the infantry, this was 8 men living in one room, but for the cavalry, it was 3 men. They would have more space and would live a better lifestyle than their infantry counterparts. But you wouldn't spend all your time fighting. You would spend some of your time cooking for your friends in your common unit together. And alongside this as well, you would spend time on sentry duty. And here at Birdoswald, they've shown an idea of what a signal tower would have been like and explained some of the signals they think the Romans would have used to actually help to communicate between the various parts of the wall. Because every 1 Roman mile, there would be a mile castle, and in between the mile castle, there would be 2 turrets, which would have small units of men in who would be able to communicate with each other through fire signals, so as to ensure that the wall, if it was ever attacked, would be able to quickly communicate and support relief, and more soldiers would come to actually help fight against any barbarian attacks. When you think of a Roman soldier, you probably think of a guy in a shiny armor, like the banded metal plates, which is called lorica segmentata by more modern historians, and alongside this as well, with his red tunic and his lack of trousers. But as the Roman army evolved, their uniform and their way of fighting changed. And so here you can see the 3rd century soldiers of the Roman fort wearing their white ceremonial tunics and their tight-fitting green trousers, because as the Romans came up to northern Britain, they adopted wearing trousers and long-sleeved tunics. And you can see their fashion changed as they went. As we come up here, we are now at the gatehouse that will take us through into the gift shop of the Roman fort here at Birdoswald. But the thing I hope that you see, that as we've walked around and looked at some of these depictions, is that there was many different aspects to Roman life up here on the northern frontier. It wasn't just about fighting. A lot of the time as well, it was just about the day-to-day lives of the soldiers. And the whole throughout the history of Roman Britain, the army changed as well, which you can see when we were outside on the fort, how the fort changed from being a Roman fort to actually being used in the Dark Ages, then right through to the late medieval period as well with the border reivers. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode and I've been able to tell you something about the Roman history of Britain up here on the northern frontier. Please join us for another episode soon, and I look forward to speaking to you in the near future.